What up, JP Nation? It's your boy JP. Today we are reacting to Lewis NBA, Michael Jordan's worst moments in his career. I'm ready to get into it. Let's get into the video.
What the hell is that?
This music. Oh, nice. Okay.
It seemed as if Michael Jordan was literally God once he stepped in an NBA arena. And at times, he could do whatever he wanted at any time. But when reminiscing about Jordan's legendary career, the story of his mistakes are often conveniently left out, particularly once he started adding to his ring collection. Don't get me wrong, expecting perfection from anyone isn't reasonable, nor should it be. But sometimes Jordan's mistakes are forgotten about simply because of how great his legacy is. And don't worry, this isn't a hit on MJ, because let's be honest, the majority associate Michael Jordan as being the GOAT.
Yeah!
Let's get into Michael Jordan's worst moments. MJ is essentially regarded as an all-round perfect player. Whether it be handles, offensive IQ, defense, or whatever. However, there was a lingering issue in his game for quite some chunk of his career. He was a terrible three-point shooter. His combined percentage over his first 4 seasons in the NBA was staggeringly bad. It sat at 16.4%,
Damn.
which was easily the worst in the NBA over that time period for anyone who shot that many threes.
Damn.
Reggie Theus was the next lowest, and he only shot 21%. On the other end of the spectrum, Mark Price was the best at 43%. I understand three-point shooting was not as prevalent in that time, but, I mean, he's regarded as the greatest player ever. He has to be held to higher standards than anyone else.
What?
And he's shooting the worst percentage in the NBA over his first 4 seasons. I mean, early in his career or not, that is for sure a big issue. I will add that Jordan did turn it around as he got older, peaking with an excellent 42% from 3 in the 95-96 season. But his lifetime percentage of 32% is pretty pedestrian.
Well, Jordan struggled the entire round. He ended up with 5 going in, and it was a tough first time around for Michael Jordan. You see the look on his face, and remember...
Jordan and the Bulls were heading into their matchup in the 1993 Eastern Conference Finals. MJ had just beaten the Knicks the year before in a 7-game series, so he was probably feeling pretty confident alongside his boy Scottie Pippen. So confident, in fact, that he decided to head down to Atlantic City the night before the opening 2 games of the series for some late-night gambling binges. I mean, this is the only other guy in the world that is compared to players like Kobe in terms of his insane work ethic and dedication to the game. Everyone talks about him obsessing over the game of basketball, not letting anything get in the way of winning. Yet, he decides to gamble the night before one of the biggest games of the year. And yet, the Bulls ended up losing both contests, falling way behind in the series and creating several must-win scenarios on the home floor. However, MJ is MJ, and something did switch on, and he came to his senses after not playing particularly well in either of the both games. He took control of the series and propelled the Bulls to 4 consecutive wins and several dominant performances, including a 54-point outburst in Game 4 and a triple-double in the MSG.
Ewing for Smith. Stopped again.
In Game 5. Goddamn. This one will be quick. Even late in his career, Jordan was no slouch on defense. 9 all-defensive first-team awards, including the season this happened, pretty much prove that. Plus, no matter what point in MJ's career, he was renowned for never losing a one-on-one or any personal on-court battles. To add to this, he probably wasn't very fazed when he saw a tiny-looking 6-foot rookie point guard. But this infamous clip of MJ guarding AI has got to be one of Jordan's least favorite moments in any game.
Yeah.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Gets 2. Sorry, Mike.
Belichick, yes, the buck and the crowd loves it.
When MJ returned after his retirement in 1995, he was expected to bounce back and basically dominate straight away, as the big three of Scottie Pippen, MJ, and Rodman had been assembled. They had a solid year, but ended up losing in the Eastern Conference Finals. They lost to the Orlando Magic, who were essentially made up of Penny Hardaway and Shaquille O'Neal, which sounds like an insane team, but considering they were both so young and it was early in their career, MJ probably should have gotten them over the line. Furthermore, he had an awful mistake in Game 1. When they were protecting a 1-point lead, Jordan had the ball stolen from him in a fast break scenario, and a dunk by Horace Grant gave the Magic the lead in a clutch situation.
Yeah, ball was stolen.
While the steal itself is one of the most defining moments in Magic history, and an alarmingly sloppy play from Jordan, it's not as surprising as what happened next. After catching an inbounds pass while the Bulls were down by 1 point, Jordan drove and looked for a cutting Pippen, but threw a pass that went right behind Pippen and out of bounds.
To take the final shot. Charlie Kukoc will throw in. Jordan played by Royal.
Damn.
Michael was embarrassed during that series. Remember, Nick Anderson stole the ball from him? He had come back for about a month and just tried to, after almost 2 years off.
Right.
And one game he'd have 50, and the next game he'd get the ball stolen. It was kind of
Fatality.
But another defense for MJ, this would be the last time that he would ever lose another playoff series. By the time the Bulls met the Knicks in the 1992 Eastern Conference semifinals, Jordan was starting to gain the invincible perception that he still carries with him today. However, during the pivotal Game 6 in Madison Square Garden, he looked anything but. MJ scored just 21 points, which doesn't seem awful, but when you look at the statistics, he shot 9 for 25 and turned the ball over a stunning 7 times.
Damn.
And the Bulls fell to the Knicks. This forced the series to a Game 7 in Chicago. But again, in typical MJ fashion, he came out the next game and burned New York for 42 points, and the Bulls came out clinching the game by 29 points. As you guys may have seen in the recent Jordan doco, from 1989 to 1991, MJ and the Chicago Bulls had their season ended by the bad boy Detroit Piston teams. In some ways, those Piston teams helped Jordan become the player that we all know today. The repeated failure Jordan experienced motivated him to actively strengthen the team in order to withstand the beating the Pistons put on him in every single game. Though his dynasty was destined to come after, during those 3 seasons, Jordan could not figure out a way to overcome the bad boy Piston teams.
Okay, it was okay video right there. Shout out to Lewis NBA. A couple of things with the Magic. Well, yeah, the Magic were the only NBA team to beat the Chicago Bulls in a playoff game in the 90s. And the Pistons, too, as well. And the Pistons. The Pistons. Pistons and the Magic. They were the only 2 teams to beat Michael Jordan's Bulls in a playoff series. So, in terms of the Magic and stuff, they didn't have Dennis Rodman until the next season. So, the Bulls was really small, but they still made the playoffs. They were still a good team and all that, led by Scottie Pippen. Michael came back in March of 95 and was able to, try to get himself back into, like, the Jordan shape that we know of and stuff. And, yeah, the Magic was a really great team with Shaq and Penny Hardaway, Nick Anderson. Horace Grant went to the Magic because of, just the Bulls situation. Didn't really get, like, his money and stuff, and among some other things too, probably. And, they were really small. And, that was really Michael was really embarrassed of that series, getting beat like that, because he didn't really feel like he was himself, unfortunately. Especially, like, you see him getting the ball stolen and passing it over like Scottie Pippen. So then the next season, when he finally had a full off season, he made everybody pay for it. And that Bulls team with Dennis Rodman added to the mix, 72-10, and won, 2 more championships. I mean, 3 straight championships. So, yeah, that was a low moment in itself. And then the Bad Boy Pistons, yeah, that was an awful moment in his career, but it was early in his career too as well. And the Pistons made him, were the team that motivated him to get himself stronger and get himself more focused and get himself to be ready to take the NBA championship crown in 91 and then so forth. So I wouldn't say it's an awful worst moment, but I mean, it's probably one of the moments that he definitely needed to be able to be the Michael Jordan that we know and stuff in terms of dominating and winning championships. And yeah, he wasn't a great 3-point shooter, but he definitely improved his shooting. He was not really a great shooter when he came into the league, but he became a really good shooter, especially a great mid-range, great fadeaway, and the 3-point shot wasn't really something that they really focus on. He did get hot, in that finals against Portland in that one game, scoring 35 points in the first half, was just hitting 3-point shots out of nowhere. He can hit 3-point shots here and there, just depends, but he didn't really have to work on those. Now, if 3-point was like a weapon back then like it is today, of course Michael Jordan is going to definitely work on that and improve his 3-point shooting too as well. So I wouldn't, I wouldn't say he's the greatest of all time just because his 3-point percentage is down and stuff like that. Like everybody wants to be like, well, if he's really that great, if he was really the greatest player of all time, he should be perfect at everything. Like, come on, bro. Like, come on. That's like too impossible to do. So, but it was an okay video though. So definitely comment down below and tell me Michael Jordan's worst moment in his career. Just let me know in the comments below. I thought they're probably going to bring up the practices where he be punching teammates and be belittling them too as well. So comment down below and let me know what you're going to react to next. Make sure you subscribe to ItzJP for more content. Click the notification bell. You know where our next upload is. I'm JP. We'll see you in the next video.